unbelievable. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions. Game over, series over, and the Red Sox are world champs again. It hasn't happened at Fenway Park for 95 years. The Red Sox are world champions. From the top on down, here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
This is the Inside the Sox podcast, and now here's your host, Kevin Baver.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Sox podcast, presented by Grandstand Production. An inaugural episode 10. We have a new team member. We have a new team member of Inside the Sox. We are blessed. We are grateful. Always with my man Rob Englund. Always with my man Justin. We are going to introduce Harrison. What's going on, brother?
Good, John. I'm glad to be part of an amazing group with the Go to Boston up top, and also some two new that I haven't met before. And I'm really excited. I love talking about the Red Sox. Been a fan for a really long time. I'm ready. I'm ready to get this thing underway. Ready to throw it down about the Sox.
Awesome, Harrison. It's awesome to have you, dude. We're absolutely excited. We're absolutely stoked to have you be a part of this project, be a part of what we're trying to create here. Rob, what's going on with you, man? How's everything?
Everything's been good. I'm starting my week of vacation right before school starts.
There we go.
It's great to have my good friend Harrison on with us. I've always talked live on TikTok. He also makes TikToks. He's not as big as me. Yeah, not yet. You never know. But Harrison's great. Harrison is great. Obviously, he makes great content on there. If you want to check him out, that's literally his username on there. So if you want to check him out, check him out. But also, Harrison's a great guy. I always talk baseball when I'm on live, so it's good to have him in a podcast and talk with other great Red Sox fans, obviously, as Kevin and Justin himself. Obviously, the birthday boy, we have to introduce that. Today is Justin's birthday. As of this recording, it's being made.
As of this recording being made, happy birthday, Justin. Happy birthday. Justin, what is going on, man? How are you? Throw it up there. B-Day was good. Went skiing, went out for lunch. You already know I got the mudslides. Absolutely. My boy came over for cake, and now episode 10, A++ birthday. Absolutely, Justin. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know you got the mudslides always going, man. I know you got the mudslides going. That's your calling card. There's nothing better. There's nothing better.
When you hear mudslides, you think Justin.
Absolutely. And this is such a cool episode, just having Harrison here, and I gotta tell, I'm gonna tell a little funny story. When we met Harrison, the electric went out in my town, so we got to speak like 30 seconds, and about 45 minutes we were trying to talk and get to know one another. And I had a little bit of technical difficulties. Red Sox news. We're approaching the middle of January, right? So we got what do we have? 34 days till pitchers and catchers report, right? Roughly.
Yep. We don't have a shortstop.
And we don't have a shortstop. All right, so let's just start with this. Speculation only, and then we'll go around the table. Speculation was that Trevor Story was going to be moved to short when Xander Bogaerts signed with San Diego, right? Mm-hmm. We had issues with that. I had issues with that because we knew that the velo from his throwing arm in his elbow and in his shoulder, we knew that there was issues, right? That had dropped in Colorado, it had dropped in Boston, and that was one of the reasons why he had solidified second base for us, okay? So the velo drops. It turns out that he did have an injury. It turns out that I don't want to speculate on this, so I want to make sure that I get this right. The Red Sox knew about this. So we got to talk about the timing of the surgery. Why was the surgery, why did they choose to have the surgery in almost, the second and third week of January? Rob, make sense of it. Harrison, make sense of it. Justin, give your comments. Let's just go around the table.
What I noticed about this is especially with the contract for Trevor Story and everything that happened. Obviously, we all knew last year when we signed Trevor Story, we were going to plan for this Xander Bogaerts departure, not having a shortstop, because that's what the Dodgers did with Trey Turner in that deal. But that is what the Red Sox plan on having Trevor. When you don't sign Xander Bogaerts, okay, your next best option is Trevor Story. When you have Marcelo Meyer waiting in your wing, the thing about Trevor Story is he would move to second base before Bogaerts, but he also had some prior elbow issues. So now the Red Sox had to be forced their hand. They trust him at shortstop. I would trust him at shortstop because he's what he came up as. Obviously, getting this UCL surgery is big for him. He should have got it in October, just so he could have been ready for the beginning of the season. But I'm glad he got it taken care of because obviously once that's done, that makes his arm strength a lot better. It's pretty much a process, a faster Tommy John. If he got Tommy John, he missed the whole season. This is so at least he can play in sometime in 2023.
Absolutely, Harrison. Give us your thoughts on Trevor's Story. Yeah, I know. It's just a side. Dude.
It's like a horse kick to the chest. It was just like, man, well, why we could have done this earlier? Like, I mean, I got no words to describe it. I mean, like, it's just like, it was just horrible. It's just like now we're just gonna miss him, and just now we gotta sign a shortstop ASAP. But like, I wish we signed my boy Bogey with like. Probably like a 9 years, but like either way, I know we're gonna be off topic, but like happy the man got that years, but either way, I'm sad, but either way, we have variety. We got variety up for grabs because we know we have options up for grabs. We could still be a good team either way.
Absolutely, and there are options, and I just want to throw this out there, and I'm not putting on my tinfoil hat or anything like that, but Alex Cora made some comments on Duran, okay? Duran is a natural middle infielder. He's not an outfielder. Yeah, he's a second baseman. He came up, through high school all the way up into the big leagues as a middle infielder, more predominantly second base.
Would you trust him at shortstop?
I don't know. I have no idea. Now we have gone over projections as far as trades go. Do we bring Cedeno up? Do we let Cedeno play short?
I think the realistic idea for this season is probably going to be until Story comes back, Emmanuel Valdez. I think he's the most major league ready. He's 24. He showed in AAA how good he was with the Astros minor league team, and when he came to Worcester, he was really good. But I think he's a guy who's major league ready, and obviously he won't be no superstar, but he'll definitely be a guy that can give the Red Sox a boost or at least some comfort with him being a shortstop. Or the interest they're saying that if they can't get anyone else, Iglesias is on the table. And Jose Iglesias coming back for a third time, I wouldn't mind him. Yep. He's a great defender. The bat's kind of weak, but I mean, I would rather have a guy who actually can field the position of shortstop until Trevor Story or whoever you're putting at shortstop comes back. And then obviously Kike could be another option as well, who could play shortstop with Arroyo at second base.
Harrison hit the nail on the head, and I think there are options. I think there's still options on the market. I think there's still options via trade. I think there's still options even within this clubhouse. Harrison, I just want to get your thoughts. Jose Iglesias coming back to play short. I know we're kind of sacrificing a bat for defense. I mean, do we have enough bats in the lineup? Give me your thoughts.
I mean, Jose Iglesias, he was a former Red Sox, then he went to the Colorado Rockies. I mean, he knows his team really well. He knows Devers, he knows Kike, he knows Doogie, he knows those people. I just think that coming just like, hey, welcome back. Here you go. Here's what you need to do. Just throw it to first base, get the man out, and we'll be okay. Like, I don't care if the man hits. I mean, I really don't care. But, like, as long as we get a shortstop, we're fine. Like I said, we have options.
And I think Jose Iglesias, what is cool about the Jose Iglesias, I guess, projection is that when he did come back to Boston during that playoff run, 2 years ago, he was a spark plug offensively.
He played second base amazingly for the Red Sox.
I mean,
starting second baseman, he had like over 300 during that stretch.
I know.
He was great
during that late season stretch that he kind of was forced into the lineup with the Red Sox and into the playoffs. He played very well. He
very,
played
very well.
very well. You
Gonna
know,
make
the
the
bat.
playoff roster, sadly. So that's something
Yeah,
that I look at. Like that actually probably could have helped us that year. But
I know, and all the shoulda, coulda, woulda. So all right, so we got Kike possibly coming into the infield. We have Arroyo. We have a couple guys waiting in the wings. We have options. So I just want Red Sox Nation to take a deep breath. Is this ideal with Trevor Story, having this surgery at this time? No. So all the people out there that were messaging me and asking me, and they were saying, "Oh, hold on," Justin said, like they knew Trevor Story were going to be out before Tuesday. Why didn't Heim go balls to the wall and get Correa? Well, all right. So I'm the pessimist of the group, right? And this is my issue with Carlos Correa. The guy potentially has a career-ending injury without ever playing a game. We know the medicals. Okay, Houston let him walk. Okay, he signs not a massive, but he signs a 2-year deal with a 1-year opt out with Minnesota because he could not pass a physical. So now we have Houston who knows his medicals. We know Minnesota who needs to sell tickets knows his medicals. All right, he hits the free agent market because he's 28. San Francisco obviously offers him that monstrous deal. They find out about the physical, right? They find about the leg, the ankle, the foot. I mean, you're talking about this is a massive, massive, what they're calling it, and it could snap at any second. I am not okay with giving the guy, 30, 35, $40 million a year on a short-term deal. And this guy comes out in April and snaps his ankle and he's done. I mean, they're literally saying it could be career ending without him even taking the field. Now, I said he was going to go to Minnesota all along, so I'm going to give myself a little bit of a pat on the back because I believe that Minnesota needs to sell tickets. And the only reason why Carlos Correa is going to be a Minnesota Twin is because they were willing to overlook the medical and say, you know what, we'll put enough opt-ins and this and that, and we'll get them paid, but we need to put people in the stands.
And also, Mr. Kevin, I want to talk about this Carlos Correa stuff.
It's mind-boggling.
It was funny, but it was like a relationship. Here's the reason why. Yeah. And also, it's like, oh, I want to break up with you. Like, I gotta move on to a new place. I was like, oh, we got the Giants. Here you go. We got a new girlfriend for you. Yeah. Name is like Sabrina, white girl. And then we had to break up 2 months ago because we couldn't pass because your physical wasn't working. All right, time to move on. Time to go to the Mets. I was like, her name is Catherine, Latina, 5'2". Yeah. And then and now go back and then we're going back to my first girlfriend. It's just crazy. I mean, I don't think Carlos Correa, we don't know about that man. That dude's like him. I mean, he owns Garrett Cole. I mean, that's the number one thing about him. I mean, we don't know about him.
There's few people on this earth that actually know what's going on with Carlos Correa, and I truly, truly trust them. Okay, because Heim, I received a DM on Twitter that Heim may or may not have reached out to Correa's camp to gather some information. I don't know what the information was. I don't know if it was, hey, where are you at with the Mets? Hey, what kind of deal are you looking for? Scott Boras is going to push whatever narrative. So you got to realize when news is linked with, especially when the Mets were involved and Steve Cohen was involved, that's Boras leaking that information. Let's just make things clear. But he is a Boras client, okay? So anything that we heard about Carlos Correa over the last few weeks was definitely pushed by his agent. I do believe Heim reached out. I really, really do. I think Heim knew and saw the writing on the wall with maybe Trevor Story, with Xander leaving. Maybe he wanted to make another splash. And after locking up Devers and really wanted to just get us all excited. However, I don't think Correa was that guy. Rob, what do you think?
I honestly think that Carlos Correa, when I saw that news, that's also a funny way of describing it, Harrison. That's a good
Yeah, it's a good way. It is. I love it.
It's actually realistic.
It's going back to the girlfriend.
It's going back to your first girlfriend. It does make sense. I think Carlos Correa, when Carabas tweeted that, by the way, we love you, Jared, if you're listening to this right now.
Yes.
And it's you tweeted that, and then Tyler, same thing. We love you, but tweeting out that, getting Red Sox fans kind of because you wouldn't lie to your fan base, but you got us kind of excited.
No.
And we weren't expecting to get Carlos Correa, but then we got a little bit of glimpse of hope. Thank God I wasn't one of those people who got up all the hope and then just shot through the heart. Like I had a feeling, same thing with you. I felt like he was going back to Minnesota just because they were the only people who were comfortable with his medicals, only people who were willing to take on that damage. Because a lot of teams were, but obviously if the Mets and the Giants backed out, why would 22 or 28 other teams want to take that risk?
Look at what Steve Cohen's doing in New York. And I know this is a Red Sox podcast, but I want to talk about Steve Cohen just for 30 seconds. Okay. Steve Cohen is not a baseball mind. He is a billionaire. Okay. And we've seen what he's done with Max Scherzer, with Justin Verlander this offseason, that he is willing to spend money. He does not care. So if you have a guy like Steve Cohen who's willing to literally buy a World Series, go, wait a second, something's going on with Carlos Correa, that should speak volumes. The guy's not even a baseball guy. So if he's the one doing his due diligence on Carlos Correa, that leads me to believe that something is seriously wrong with Carlos Correa, or could potentially be seriously wrong with Carlos Correa. I hope he stays healthy. I'm not someone who's going to bash him. I know he's got an ego. I know he handled the Houston scandal very, very poorly. But I don't think he deserved to be a Boston Red Sox. And I just think, you know what, go out and play in Minnesota and let's see how it goes. We have options. We talked about the Story injury. I want to move to something big this week, a little bit positive. Aside from Justin's birthday, we're going to talk about something positive. The Raffy presser, 11 years. Okay. So before we talk about the Raffy presser, because my New Year's resolution was not to bash Sam Kennedy, right? And we are, dude. I'm almost 2 weeks strong.
Listen, I'm not. If you want to say this, we won't count it on you this one. All
I'm saying is he sat up there, right? 2 people down, right? I don't know if you saw, he got up and kind of fumbled when he went to go handshake Rafael Devers. He got up and fumbled. I don't know if I put like a voodoo hex on him or whatever. Listen, I don't hate Sam Kennedy. I really don't. I just think he's a yes man. Whenever he is asked something in the media, he's just going to tell you what you want to hear. So you go and buy tickets and you buy little stuffed animals and you buy a jersey and you buy your kid a soda and you do all those things because I don't think Sam Kennedy has an idea of what's going on. Once again, not bashing him. It's just, I'm just saying the facts. And anyways, Raffy presser, he looks so happy. By the way, he looks freaking yoked. By the way, I just want to throw that out there. He looks jacked. Let's talk about the Raffy presser, Rob. Your thoughts? Oh, before we get in, I'm sorry, Rob. We did find out that the man himself, John Henry, did fly down to the DR to see Raffy, and he was the one who pushed for the 11-year deal. So, Rob, we'll go around the table. Rob, Harrison, Justin, if you want to give us something, think about the presser.
Honestly, I really like the presser. I got voice crack right there. I like the presser. It was really good. Obviously, Rafi really seemed happy to be there. Rafi, by the way, we love you, but you're starting to get the Kevin Durant hairline. You have the. I liked it when you had the braids and like the waves and stuff. Put the braids back. Let's rock. Rafi. Presser was awesome. Like, I loved it. I actually was at the Celtic game last night, and when he was at the game, standing ovation. I'm not even joking. Standing at the Garden. It was so crazy. It was fun to see. But no, Rafi's really happy, it seems like, to be here, and he even said it himself. He wanted to be somewhere where he wanted to play. He said it on his Instagram. My heart is in Boston, and it's just happy to see him be happy, make money, and play the game of baseball, something that he literally says he loves. He said, they pay me good, and I hit home runs, and we're going to see that for 11 more years.
Baby face, you got this pretty little baby face. I mean,
he doesn't age, man.
He doesn't age. He looks like a 16-year-old toddler. But listen, I mean, I'm just happy. I mean, we got a positivity. We got Devers. Even though we let Bogey go, even though it was like a horse kick, it's like a toddler who smacked you in the face when Bogey left. But like, either way, stay positive here. We got Devers. And I'm just so happy. It's just like, when I was saying like, Bloom, get your thumb out of your mouth and just make this payment. And Chaim Bloom did it. I was like, thank you, Bloom, for doing that. If not, I was about to slap him in his butt chin. But either way, I'm happy. It's just no words to describe it. I'm just so happy that we did the right move.
And he's Justin says he's the biggest Rafi fan. We know Justin loves Rafi, and I think we were all happy when we did the Rafi breaking episode and everything that came along with that. Rafi, to me, like Harrison said, he doesn't age. Like, you look at him. They posted a side by side of the day he signed with the Red Sox when he was 16 versus now and almost a decade later, and it's uncanny. But he looks great. I mean, whatever he looks freaking shredded. He looks like he's ready to hit fucking 50 home runs. Oh, sorry, that was the first time I cursed. 10 episodes. 10 episodes. I never cursed.
Momentous occasion.
Unbelievable. Yeah, right. So I think he's ready to go. I think he's excited. A lot of people doubted Rafi. I don't know if it was his commitment to the Red Sox when Xander left, right? Like, I don't know. We talk about it, and I'm not going to keep beating it down, but we were putting together trade packages. And the fact that, we got to watch his presser and say, you know what, we got this guy for 11 more years. I'm super excited. I know a lot of people are super excited. I know all of Red Sox Nation is super excited. I think it's funny because the story surgery kind of put a black eye on what this week was about. And what this week was about was Devers week. Like, it really was. It was Devers week. I was happy to hear that John Henry had the leading role in this, because there was speculation about the team being sold, and thankfully, I think we could put that to rest. I think we could put to rest the idea that the Red Sox aren't willing to spend money because they don't want to be bound to anybody in case they sell the team. I think John Henry's issues with his other endeavors, with the Pittsburgh Penguins, with Liverpool, aren't exactly doing as well as he had hoped. So I really think that he finally said, you know what, I'm going back to Boston. I'm going back to my moneymaker, and I'm going to lock up the one guy that we can build around for the next 11 years, and that's Rafael Devers. We got to talk about some options. Like I said, we're a little over a month away from before pitchers and catchers report. We got to talk about the middle infield. What is it going to look like? You want to give me, your predictions. You want to give me some names that we should talk about. You want to. The Story injury, it was a kick to the chest. And Rob's rubbing his hands. He's ready. He's ready to go.
I'm ready too. So me to go to Boston got something.
Rob and you guys take over. That's enough of me. Go.
All right. Infield options. There is a lot of infield options in this major league team. Obviously, we know that Miguel Rojas, that was our option that went to the Dodgers in a trade, literally for a minor leaguer. The Red Sox could have done that like that. I don't know why they didn't. If it took that much just to get Prado to the Dodgers, an okay prospect, like, wow. But no, I think there's going to be there's rumors, guys like Hong Sung Kim from the San Diego Padres, I'm sorry for butchering that, Brendan Rodgers from the Rockies, and then Raul Mondesi, or a.k.a. Alberto Mondesi, from the Kansas City Royals. He's perks my eyes the most, but I think it's the injuries, of course, with Mondesi is always the big question mark. He missed all of 2022, or majority of it, with an injury. He played when he's on the field, though. He's amazing. He has amazing speed. Like, he's super fast, can steal you bags, play a decent shortstop, has a good arm, and he has a little bit of pop in that bat. And by the way, back in the old MLB The Shows, like 16, 17, he had the glitchiest swing. He's a battle royale legend for my MLB The Show players. If you know, you know.
Justin just said it. Okay.
Oh yeah. So Justin also just said Rafi to me is a best friend. I known him since birth. I was hoping for a birthday shout out by the man himself, and he really tweeted it out. He asked for help.
He
but didn't
did. He
get it,
did. He
unfortunately.
tweeted it out. He didn't get it, unfortunately, but the day's not over yet. I got faith for you, Justin, man. I mean, we're recording late, but we still got a little bit of time left. Harrison, let's talk about
Alrighty.
Mondesi. Let's talk about option.
Oh, let's. I
Oh,
wanna
I'm
hear
sorry.
Justin.
One thing, Justin. Hearing Heim speak, I felt the same feeling I got when Heim introduced in 19. I 100% trust Heim again. I know I'll get my hopes up. LOL, don't bash me. We all got our hopes up with Heim
Yeah.
after the Rafi extension. I mean, that's what made this offseason. As frustrated as we were for the first few weeks and months of this offseason and kind of this makeshift roster that he's putting together of the band of misfits that I like to call it, that this team is going to be. This whole offseason was contingent. We all kind of knew in the bottom of our hearts that Bogarts may not have be coming back. So the fact that they were able to lock up Rafi completely solidified the offseason for me. I mean, there's still work to be done, but we'll see what happens. Harrison, give me some options on the middle infield.
Oh my God! I mean, Rob just took all of my answers. I mean, I've been here. Listen, I'm just gonna hear what I've been hearing right now. I mean, what Rob said to go to Boston. We've been hearing about Ha-Seong Kim. We've been hearing about Rogers, the Messi from the Royals. I mean, I've been hearing about Brian Reynolds as well. I mean, I don't know, man. I just if I had to pick like one of those three, like Rogers or Ha-Seong Kim or maybe Mudslide or whatever his name is from the Royals, it really depends on how you can hit the ball. That's all I'm saying. But if we had to trade Tanner Houck for and prospects and I mean, I can't do that. As a Red Sox fan,
Can't trade Tanner. I love Tanner.
We can't trade Tanner Houck. We can't do that.
I love Tanner as well, and I do believe that Tanner has a lot of upside. I do, and I don't. Whenever we talk about young players, we use that term a lot: upside, upside, upside. Right? Like this player has a lot of upside. But I think that Tanner actually has the intangibles to put it all together and be a really, really solid arm. The projections that we were seeing for Kim. Let's talk about Kim for a second. Okay. Here's a guy that the Red Sox have been big on since 2020. Here's a guy that the Red Sox have shown vested interest in. My issue now is that teams knowing that the Red Sox are not going to have Trevor Story, you have no leverage in negotiation, right? Because teams can ask for the world knowing that you don't have a middle infield. Your unnamed captain just signed with San Diego, all right, and Xander Bogaerts, and Trevor Story is going to miss 4 to 6 months. So if you're going to these teams and saying, hey, listen, we want to talk about, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates, by the way, have a lot of to ask for a Soto-like package for Brian Reynolds. I like Brian Reynolds. I think Brian Reynolds is a heck of a ball player. Is he going to be something like a Juan Soto trade package? Absolutely not. Kim, the projections that we saw in Kim, we're talking about at least 4 prospects, 3 of them being top 15, and plus Tanner Houck. That's an absolute fleece job. I mean, if the Red Sox, if Heim really, really pulls the trigger on one of these guys, one of these bigger name guys, and I'm not saying Kim's a huge name, but he could definitely come in and be a stopgap with team control until Mayer's ready. I just, to me, the asking price needs to go down. But announcing that Trevor Story just had surgery, you just lost your leverage. You lost your chance to sit at the table because now teams can ask for the world. We got Kim Splits. I'm sorry, Kim Splits. 251, 11 home runs, 59 RBIs, on base of 325, slugging 383, and an OPS of 7. OPS over 7 is very good. Especially at the shortstop position. I'll take an OPS over 7. I'll take a 250 hitter. At the back end of the lineup because it looks like the front end of this lineup is going to be okay. It's really now we're looking at the middle to the back end of this lineup where it's like, we got to fill some holes. Rob, let's
And also, hold on, let me say one thing, Mr.
Yeah, go ahead, Harrison.
Yeah,
no, go ahead.
Have you guys saw Tommy Pham's Instagram story?
No.
he was actually when he was working out, he was wearing a Red Sox shirt. So like, I mean, he could be coming back. I mean, that could be a possibility. He might want to come back for Red Sox for like a 2-year contract.
I would be okay with that. I would be okay with Tommy Pham coming back. I thought he played great. You know, when he came to Boston over the last few months, I thought he absolutely played great. Rogers. Why do I keep hearing Rogers' name from Colorado? Rob, what do you know about Rogers, Brendan Rogers?
What I know about Brendan Rodgers is he's a very great infielder. He plays a really good second base for the Colorado Rockies. Obviously, he could play shortstop too, but obviously Trevor Story was with the Rockies at the time playing shortstop.
Yeah.
Ironically, so but no, Brendan Rodgers plays a good second base. He has great speed, and he's a guy who can hit for power too. I really like him. He's a switch hitter, I believe, which would really help the Red Sox lineup because they're very right-handed heavy and left-handed heavy at the bottom. So, like, to be able to get a switch hitter in the middle of the lineup is always good. I think that's what Nico Goodrum's going to do, be that guy who could platoon, switch hit, split up the lineup a little bit. But no, I think Brendan Rodgers would be a good pickup for the Red Sox. It's either Brendan Rodgers or Ha-Seong Kim. Ha-Seong Kim, I think, would be a guy that the Red Sox have had interest since 2020. They were the second team behind the Padres that were in bidding for him. I think if the Red Sox make a trade for him, they'd be a perfect option at shortstop for the time being. And I trust Arroyo at second base to start the year.
I trust Arroyo at second base. A lot of talk about, and I just want to throw this name out here, Duvall. Lot of talk about Duvall. Heavy bat, plays. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of a Hunter Renfroe in a way. Oh. Hunter Renfroe had a big bat. Unfortunately, his K rate was pretty high. Unfortunately, his on base wasn't fantastic. Duvall is, I believe, 2 seasons away from a 34 home run, campaign, right? Something like that, Rob and guys.
Almost 40, actually.
Yeah, right. Was it like almost 40? Yeah, it was 38. Something like that, 38 or something like that. Good. I mean, if you're going to think about bringing Kike in, I just want to throw this out here. What does an outfield of Yoshi, Duvall, and Dougie look like? Because we had a lot. Oh, real quick, Brendan Rodgers splits. Batting average 266, home runs 13, ribby 63, slugging 408, OPS of 733. Yeah, I would take it. I would take it in a heartbeat. Duvall, real quick, my issue kind of with that is Duran. Duran is kind of an interesting piece because he kind of acted like a jerk last year, being a rookie, yelling at fans in center field. What was that? Kansas City, I think they were in, or whatever. Obviously he's unvaccinated, so he could not travel with the team when they would play Toronto in Canada. But he had this arrogance about him.
Not running after the ball in center field too.
Not running after the ball.
That was horrible.
And it's horrible. And here's the thing. I want to come to his defense a little bit because the first few times, right? I wanted to come to his defense because he's not a natural outfielder. They saw a kid with speed and they said, listen, we don't have a center fielder. We're going to go throw you out there. Let me tell you something. Playing center field at Fenway Park is probably one of the hardest places to play center field. And you got the monster right to your right hand side if you're facing home plate, and you have the Bermuda Triangle in dead center if a ball gets lost there, and then you have a very, very, very far bullpen fence in right field. It's a lot of ground to cover, and I wanted to stick up for Duran. I would be interested to see if they move Duran back to the infield. I would really. What do you guys think about that?
And also, Kevin, I know you talked about Hunter Renfroe. I was like,
oh yeah.
That was like by far the most dumbest trade I have ever.
By the way,
hey, Jackie's a great man.
But I know Boston. Go to Boston. Let me say, here's my rebuttal. I mean, I know defense was championships. We know that, but like, we need a defenser and a hitter. I mean, after. Yeah.
Renfroe was a phenomenal defender. He single-handedly won that game against Tampa at the end of the season that year when he made that dart of a throw from the gap to third base to tag out. I forget who it was, Kiermaier or whoever, trying to take third. If you guys remember that throw was absolute money. And I believe that same year he like led the league in outfield assists. So I mean, why Renfroe wasn't retained by the Red Sox? I'll never understand. Just a little side note: MLB.com is doing their top 10 players by position. Hunter Renfroe, 10th best right fielder in Major League Baseball. I didn't think so, but I guess MLB.com thinks so. Right field, Hunter Renfroe. Yeah, Justin shaking his head, no shot. I don't think Hunter Renfroe is a top 10 right fielder in the game. However, I would take him now. I mean, I think about all we're going through right now. Yes, we have depth. Yes, we have options, but you're going to be flipping guys from outfield to infield. That gets very dangerous. I mean, you're changing, and I understand these guys are pros. They're pros and they're ball players, and I have no doubt in my mind if you put Kike at second or if you put him at shortstop, he would play slightly above average of people at that position, if not average at that position, which was really all we need right now until we can get healthy. But then who plays center field? Do you really want to put Duran back out in center field? Do you want to try a guy like? Do you want to try a guy like Ref Snyder?
I don't. I wouldn't mind Ref Snyder, but the thing with it's hard with the outfield. I mean, you can't move Kike from center field. I think he really helps the outfield defensively. If you move him, if you have to move him to shortstop, you do. But you can't lose a Gold Glove caliber center fielder like that. Just it's hard,
especially when you have two Yoshida numbers from Japan that we looked at defensively are about average in the MLB. We know Dougie is about average, if not below average defensively, at the corner outfield. So you have two question marks in the corner, and now you want to take a guy who could possibly win a Gold Glove in center field and move him to the infield because of injuries. It just seems like it's I don't know, guys. You tell me. To me, it sounds like it's too much. I think we need to kind of roll with, whether it's going to be Arroyo, whether it's going to be Valdez, whether it's Emmanuel Valdez, whoever it's going to be, they gotta make a decision because, like I said, we're only about 5 weeks or so from pitchers and catchers reporting, and that infield needs to be set.
Speaking of that, I just had a realization once you said 34 days. Pitchers and catchers report for World Baseball Classic soon, and of course Trevor Story was supposed to play in it. So I just thought about that. I was excited to watch him. I was excited to get a Trevor Story Team USA jersey. I am getting a Mookie Betts one. He follows me on TikTok. We're friends on TikTok now. But no, I'm excited for the World Baseball Classic. So spring training starts earlier for some players. But yeah, we need to figure this out. We have 34 days until actual spring training starts. Good thing about the World Baseball Classic, too, is some Red Sox players are participating, like Verdugo and stuff. So it gives some young players some time to practice. Obviously gives them time to get more reps, and that's very interesting, too. Another guy that I think might be a backup shortstop for the Red Sox, or at least for the time being, could be like a platoon option, also could be Ryan Fitzgerald. He's proven in the minors that he can hit the ball pretty well, too, so he could be an option. But I think the Red Sox need to go into this spring training and have an open job at shortstop. Have whoever does the best. You plug him at short. Whoever proves himself.
I'm with you. I think this should be settled at spring training. I don't want to go into opening day with there being question marks, and I also don't want to go in with a rotating system because if you're going to pick someone, I believe that they're going to need at bats. They're going to need to see the ball. They're going to need to defend on a consistent basis. When you take guys on and off the field, it changes their eye level. When they're at the plate, they don't see the ball as well. A lot of guys don't thrive just coming off the bench and playing one day and sitting the next 3 and then playing again and sitting the next 4. Like, to me, I just don't think you can do this by committee. I could be wrong. I'm sure people are typing up the analytics right now to prove me wrong. But I really do believe that both positions, second base and shortstop, need to be solidified going into opening day.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so let's have a little fun here. Lineup, you guys. All right, so you guys proposed this to me before the episode. I don't know what this is all about. This You take over. What are we doing here?
All right, so me and the go to Boston Rob. We've been talking about this. So Boston Rob, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? It's up to you, my man.
So
Tell me what we're doing.
So pretty much we're going around. I'm gonna go around the starting lineup, the 9 in the lineup. We don't gotta get deep into pictures. But we're gonna give every single player a nickname, a nickname, or their own creative nickname, or something that they would love. Also, Justin wanted to put up real quick. Renfroe trade was done 60 minutes before the lockout for the Red Sox with Jackie Bradley Jr. He believes if the lockout didn't happen, Renfroe would still be here. It would. And inside the Sox World Baseball Classic edition, I am down for that.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely down.
We're definitely going to be around for the World Baseball Classic. We're definitely going to be. That's something that I think we're all going to have our eyes on. By the way, Marcelo Meyer invited to
Team Mexico.
Team Mexico. Yeah, I'm sorry, I fumbled on that for a second. Invited to go and participate with Team Mexico. We may be seeing Marcelo Meyer be playing in the World Baseball Classic. I don't know if they're actually going to play him, but it would definitely be interesting to see. All right, so we're going through the lineup and we're giving nicknames. That's what we're doing.
Creative nicknames or nicknames.
All right. So you guys got to start because I am not clever. I'm gonna go out there on a limb and say I'm not as clever. I'm not as original, but I think I got some off the top of my mind. Go.
Well, basically, if we had JD Martinez if we signed for like a year contract, I call him the Dirty Martini. When that's
yes, I like that.
That was by far one of my. That was my idea.
Dirty Martini.
Yeah,
the Dirty Martini. I like that.
One of my dad's favorite names, but now it's gone. But so Trevor Story. So once upon a time, there was a man named Trevor Story. When he hits a home run, we always scream, "Story time with Trevor!"
Story time with Trevor. I like that.
Yeah, so basically, it was like once upon a time. Trevor Story up for bat, bases loaded, 2 outs, grand slam, and and they live happy ever after. The end. The Red Sox win.
Awesome.
So, Boston Rob, I know you got some up your sleeve, right?
Yeah, there's one that I tweeted one out recently, and people like the idea. Justin Turner, our newest DH and third baseman, he's got the red beard, he's got the red hair. People call him Pop-Tart. I'm gonna call him the Red Rifle. The Red Rifle.
Okay.
Because when he plays third base, he does have a great arm when he plays third, and the Red Rifle, you got a rifle at third base, and he's a ginger, got that red hair going for him, so looking good, and we're happy to have him here. So yeah, the Red Rifle. If you're hearing this, you gotta get used to that.
The Red Rifle. It's gonna be going around Fenway like forest fire. I like the big red machine. Dude, the Red Rifle. I love that. I think that's one that's got to stick. That's one that's got to stick. I like that. I like story time with Trevor. I like the big rifle. I'm trying to think of who else. Well, Dougie's Dougie, right? Mm-hmm. Kike is Kike, right? Yoshi. We've already got Yoshi. His own nickname. So let's go.
We already got Devers. Babyface, you got this
Babyface, dude. Babyface. So okay, who else do we?
What about I got Brian Bayo. Bayo. That's maybe my dad came up with that.
I like that one.
Obviously, I think
that's dope.
I think Kluber's got to bring back the Klubot this year. He's got to bring back
the Klubot. Klubot. We got to bring back Klubot. We definitely got to bring back Klubot. I believe James Paxton is the Big Maple.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he is?
Canada. He goes by Big Maple.
Yeah, the dope. Big Maple. Yeah, Canada. That is dope.
Nick Pavetta, the Viper.
The Viper.
The Viper.
Okay, I dig it. I've
been called. He's by far one of my favorite catchers. Like when he did that against the Rays, I was like, he was your daddy. He was your daddy.
Absolutely.
It was so amazing.
I think. You guys got anything else?
I'm in. Me and Boston Rob. Man.
Reese who keeps the peace. Reese who swings the piece.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese who swings the piece. Got a lot of nicknames.
I like this.
Yeah.
I mean, Connor Wong. I mean, Boston Rob, you got one with Wong? I mean, like. Connor Wong. We gotta think about
Can't
the
go.
last name.
Can't go Wong. Can't go wrong.
Can't go
Yeah,
wrong.
you can't go
Yeah,
wrong when you
can't-
got Connor Wong.
That's it.
Jared
I like this.
Duran.
And also, you can't run on him if he's a catcher. Can't go Wong. You can't run
Yeah.
on Wong. You see?
Can't run on a ball.
Jared
Can't
Duran.
do it.
The Flash.
Durant,
Flash
Listen.
is a good nickname.
Duran, right? Because he's fast too. Duran was a band back. I know I'm freaking old, man, but they were back in the '80s or something like that.
Duranimal.
The Flash. You can't go wrong with.
Oh,
Jared
I like the Flash.
Duranimal's
I like
a
the
good
Flash.
one.
I've been calling that
Duranimal.
one.
The Flash. Duranimal.
Duranimal. I like that. These are good, man. These are good. I hope
yeah.
we're writing these down because I'm
Christian
not going
Arroyo.
to
Gotta
remember
write
the damn thing.
Red
Christian
Rifle, put it
Arroyo.
on a shirt, get it at Fenway. I'm telling you, it's the
Get it
Yes.
with the Red Rifle.
Don't
I think we're
copyright me, Phil. I'm
I
just saying,
think we're
but if the
gonna be
Red Rifle
standing-
gets around,
We're going to be standing outside of Fenway, selling Red Rifle T-shirts. Oh yeah, people are gonna
Yeah,
definitely go
dude.
for that. They're gonna definitely
Christian
go for that.
Oreo. Call him
Oreo. Okay.
Hits a
I like
two-run
that.
dinger, a double stuff Oreo.
There you go. I like that. I dig it.
I've been thinking about it. If we have bogey, we have when he hits a home run, a bogey, a two-run dinger, a double bogey, and then a three-run dinger, a triple bogey, and then a grand slam, par.
Yeah. Bogey. That's still.
What do you think of Boston, Rob? I got Josh Taylor, JT. Just like it's basic. No one gives a shit. But my bad. Sorry.
Connor Wong.
Wong.
I like that.
Long,
Justin.
But
Long homers are gone, but with it, right?
W.
It's
Justin,
long
man.
Wong. That's awesome, Justin. That's awesome.
I'm trying to think of. Hold up. We gotta think about something, Boston Rob. Hold up. Rob Refsnyder.
Robbie Ref. That's what I call him.
It's Ref.
Double R?
Robbie Ref. It's easy.
Foot Locker, because he's the ref. I'm gonna
That
call him
is-
Foot Locker.
The Foot Locker.
I'm gonna call him Foot Locker.
The Foot Locker.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that. Bobby D.
Swing and miss,
Dahlbeck.
Bobby D.
Dude.
July Bobby. That's
July and August. We call him Bobo. In our house, we call him Bobo.
Bobo?
We call him we call him Bobby D. We call him. He is the greatest July and August hitter of all time.
I call him swing and miss Bobby D from last year. I was like,
Jesus. First off, we have now. Rob, what are we up to? Harrison, Justin, give me the count. How many designated for assignments have we? We're now up to 4, 5.
4, about to be 5, I think.
4, about to be 5, and Bobby D has Ryan Brazier and Bobby D have both survived, which
It's
is
killing me.
it's absolutely insane. Shout out to Bobby D for not getting designated for assignment.
We
Seabold,
love Bobby, though.
I wish you
the best of luck, but you suck.
Yeah, that was hard. He was hard.
Seabass,
It
that was
bad.
just my nickname. His best.
Seabass. Yeah.
That was his best game when he was with us. It was definitely the Cubs, and that's about
Cubs. And that was
a great start.
Kid just didn't have it. Didn't have it. Who knows? I guarantee you someone's gonna. He's not gonna clear waivers.
Darwinson Hernandez to the Orioles. He got claimed.
I know.
I was surprised when he did.
How much money was that?
We just got cash from him, and I'm happy. It doesn't matter any amount of cash that helps us. Giving them the Orioles need any arm in the mound. Let's be honest here. They're a good lineup, but their pitching needs some love.
Yeah, they need
Just
some
like
help.
ours.
They need some help. Just like ours.
Matt Barnes, meatball. He was a meatball Barnes. The way he hit that ball, I was like, Jesus Christ. He was so focused
That's
on
Matty
hitting the
Backpacks.
ball.
Matty Backpacks.
I like Matty Backpacks, like Carabas calls him. Jared calls him Matty Backpacks. I like that one. Speaking of nicknames, we need a guy who could come back to Ice Cream Man. I love that.
Yeah, Justin
Man.
says Raffy, Mr. $331 million ice cream
I'm
man.
down with Babyface or Mr. Ice Cream Man.
I like that.
To end this off, to end this segment, I think the best thing, we need to get a guy who can play multiple positions like Michael Chavis, because the Ice
El
Horse
Chapo.
needs to return.
Yeah.
The Ice Horse. I love that nickname. That is
El
such
Chapo.
amazing. I remember listening to, at the time, Section 9. Or not, was it? Wait. Yeah, Section 9 podcast that Carabas hosted on before he left. And it was the funniest episode ever. Like, Nick Coley was on there, everything.
Yeah.
It was so funny. It was like one of my favorites. That's a great nickname. Great nickname.
I call
This
it
is great.
man. I wish I I wish he had Christian Vasquez back. I mean, I was going back in 2018 when watching
Zaza,
baseball
man.
with my dad. I was like calling Sandy Leon El Gacho, Christian Vasquez El Burro, because he kind of looks like a goddamn donkey, dude. It's just either way. I mean, Eduardo Nunez, 12 o'clock. I mean,
El Nino.
Mitch Moreland, Mitchy Two Bags. I mean,
there's been some good ones. There's been some good ones out there.
What was his name? Lin. Susei Lin. A wings away. Man. I just can't wait for baseball season. I just hope that we do some watch parties with like the four of us, and maybe like just the two of us. We're gonna do that soon. So like, I mean,
we're gonna be doing that. Listen, as we wrap up World Baseball Classic, we're gonna be here for that, right? We're gonna be giving you updates. Obviously, if anything breaks on the Red Sox, excuse me, sorry, got something in my throat. We will be here. As always, we say it every single episode. If something breaks, we will be here. We will be doing episodes, and we will bring you whatever we know. Harrison, awesome first episode.
That's
awesome. It. This is the new era.
Glad to meet the Go to Boston. Also some two awesome friends I already met now. So it's kind of awesome.
This is going to be great.
Turning 20 next year, and hopefully we have a good season. I mean, Red Sox on top. We're probably gonna win the World Series this year. Probably gonna doubt it. I mean, shout out to Enrique Hernandez, by far one of my favorite players on the Red Sox. I mean, I could have done it without Enrique Hernandez, and he's such a baller. And we could have done it without you, Kike. You were the best 2021 playoff player I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was absolutely that campaign and that postseason was one of the most. And I've been around for a little while. It was one of the most impressive postseasons I've ever seen.
I was watching on my Xbox, and my mom saying, "Settle down." I was like, "Okay, I'm sorry. This game's so important for me. It's like my opportunity."
It's awesome.
You. All I want to say is thank you. Red Sox on top, man. I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Rob, as always, my brother.
As always here to break the news, guys.
Always here to break the news. Listen, follow us. Please follow us on Twitter. All of our names here basically are our Twitter handles. Justin, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, Justin. I hope you enjoyed the mudslides. I wish you many more mudslides. Enjoy it. Enjoy the season because we're going to be here for it. Follow us on Twitter. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, featured on Wisdom as always, at Inside the Sox Pod on Twitter, TikTok for both Harrison and Rob. Unfortunately, I'm not on TikTok. And once again, thank you everyone.
Support as well. We just got TikTok.
Yes. Inside the Sox. Yes, Inside the Sox. I almost forgot. I am horrible at this. Inside the Sox. We now have a TikTok. We will be posting shorts from the episodes, so please like, subscribe, retweet, comment, do whatever you gotta do. Spread the word. Red Sox content is alive and well. Support us. We love what we do. And thank you, everyone. Until next episode.
Love you.
Love you as always. Later, guys.